आपको नहीं, ऐप को।
आरबीआई कहता है
जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
सर, ट्राई बेरी पुलाव। टू गुड। Good, no? Hey, why are you giving him such looks? Ignore tips and use your own mind before you order. Lots of people give unsolicited stock tips. It can be dangerous. Study the company and the risk associated. Invest only after analyzing.
समझ कर इन्वेस्ट कर।
Along life's road, there will be sunshine and rain, roses and thorns, laughter and pain. Across the miles, you will find mountains so steep, deserts so long, and valleys so deep. Sometimes the journey is gentle, sometimes the cold wind blows, but I want you to remember, I want you to know, you never walk alone, as long as you have faith, Jesus will be right beside you all the way, and you may feel you're far from home, but home is where He is, and He'll be there down every road. You will never walk alone. No, never.
Good evening and welcome to Doordarshan Kendra, Kohima. I am Kevino Naprauzu with the news. First, the headlines. Subhanshu Shukla returns safely to Earth after historic International Space Station mission. EAM as Jaishankar meets Chinese President Xi Jinping, discusses India-China ties. India's clean energy transformation is national mission, says Union Minister Prahlad Joshi. Lok Sabha member S. Supangmarin Jamir describes Disha as a bridge between the government and the people, facilitating accountability and transparency. Now the news in detail. Indian astronaut Subhanshu Shukla and 3 other crew members of Axiom 4 mission safely returned to Earth after their 18-day historic mission aboard the International Space Station. The SpaceX Dragon spacecraft splashed down in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of San Diego in California this afternoon. The crew will now undergo a 7-day rehabilitation program to adjust to Earth's gravity. Axiom 4 mission Space Odyssey began on 25th of last month when the Falcon 9 rocket carrying the Dragon space capsule blasted off from Florida towards the International Space Station. Group Captain Shukla is the first Indian to visit the International Space Station ISS and the second Indian astronaut after Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma, who went to space in 1984. During his stay aboard the ISS, Shukla conducted 7 India-Pacific microgravity experiments. These experiments are designed to generate critical data for future planetary missions and long-duration space habitation. This mission, dubbed Akash Ganga, is a collaborative effort between Axiom Space, US Space Agency NASA and Indian Space Research Organization.
They're planning a grand welcome, reflecting the nation's pride.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has lauded the safe return of astronaut Subhanshu Shukla from a space mission. PM Modi said he joins the nation in welcoming Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla as he returns to Earth from his historic mission to space. He said, as India's first astronaut to have visited the International Space Station, he has inspired a billion dreams through his dedication, courage and pioneering spirit. He said it marks another milestone towards the country's human space flight mission, Gaganyaan. Minister of Science and Technology Dr. Jitendra Singh has also congratulated Indian Air Force Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla and the Axiom 4 mission team for their successful splash down in the Pacific Ocean. In a social media post, Dr. Singh said that India today has truly found an enduring space in the world of space. He said it is a moment of glory for India as one of her illustrious sons returns from a successful voyage which conducted posterity life-bearing experiments in microgravity, which has been never done before. Talking to media, the minister said that all the astronauts will be in quarantine for the next 1 week. He said that they will have separate discussions with Axiom 4, NASA and SpaceX representatives, and then they will be returning to their home countries. Singh added that as far as Subhanshu Shukla is concerned, it is speculated that he will be in the country on 17th August. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today called on Chinese President Xi Jinping along with fellow Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO members in Beijing. In a social media post, Dr. Jaishankar said he briefed the Chinese president on the recent developments of the bilateral ties between India and China. This marks Jaishankar's first visit to China since the Galwan Valley clash between Indian and Chinese troops in June 2020. He is in the country to participate in the SCO Council of Foreign Ministers meeting being held in Tianjin. He also conveyed the greetings of President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the meeting.
India's External Affairs Minister will attend the meeting of the foreign ministers of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization in China's Tianjin. During the meeting, the leaders will exchange views on SCO cooperation in various international and regional issues.
Union Minister of New and Renewable Energy Prahlad Joshi has reaffirmed that India's clean energy transformation is not just an environmental objective, it is a national mission. Speaking at the IVCA Renewable Energy Summit 2025 at IIT Bombay, he highlighted that private investment is vital to achieving India's ambitious target of 500 GW non-fossil fuel capacity by 2030. From renewable energy generation and battery storage to green manufacturing, India is witnessing record capital inflows and strong policy support. Union Minister announced that following the success of the PM Kusum Yojana in states like Rajasthan, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, and response to requests from 20 state ministers, the central government will soon launch PM Kusum Yojana 2. He credited the growing interest of investors in renewable sectors like solar and wind for this next phase. India's clean energy sector is gaining unprecedented momentum. The country has achieved a major milestone, reaching 50% of its installed electricity capacity from non-fossil fuel sources 5 years ahead of the 2030 target. This positions India among the top 3 nations globally in renewable energy capacity addition. The minister emphasized that India's energy transition reflects the success of bold policies, effective implementation, and a deep commitment to climate equity and responsibility. Flagship initiatives like PM Kusum, PM Surya Ghar, Muft Bijli Yojana, solar park development, and the National Wind Solar Hybrid Policy have laid the groundwork for this transformation. Let us take a short commercial break now.
Hey girls! Hi! Congratulations! आज तो पार्टी चाहिए। पहले चैंपियन के साथ सेल्फी लेंगे।
आइडिया, यही करते हैं पार्टी।
पिज्जा पार्टी ये। चल अपना कार्ड और पिन दे।
मेरे कार्ड की डिटेल्स मैं खुद ही डालूंगी। आरबीआई कहता है अपना पिन, ओटीपी, सीवीवी या इंटरनेट बैंकिंग पासवर्ड किसी के साथ शेयर ना करें। ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग सिर्फ अपने कंप्यूटर, मोबाइल और सिक्योर नेटवर्क से करें।
बाय गर्ल्स, कहाँ जा रही है? सुना नहीं? नो शेयरिंग।
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back. A District Development Coordination and Monitoring Committee (DISHA) meeting was convened today at the DC Conference Hall PAC to review the implementation of major centrally sponsored schemes in the district. The meeting was chaired by S. Supungmerin Jamir, Member of Parliament Lok Sabha and Chairperson of Disha PAC. In his keynote address, Jamir emphasized the need for coordinated efforts between elected representatives and local departments to ensure time-bound, efficient and people-focused development. He highlighted that Disha was an initiative of the central government aimed at promoting participatory governance and monitoring key development schemes at the grassroots level. He also described Disha as a bridge between the government and the people, facilitating accountability and transparency. Earlier, Deputy Commissioner Rosito Guri, NCS, welcomed the participants and called for strengthened interdepartmental cooperation. Presentations were delivered by key departments. The RD department provided updates on PMAY Grameen, showcasing progress in rural housing. The Public Health Engineering Department reviewed implementation of the Jal Jeevan Mission, focused on providing functional tap water connections to rural households. The Food and Civil Supplies Department discussed progress under the National Food Security Act, focusing on ration delivery and beneficiary coverage. An open interaction session followed, allowing stakeholders to raise issues, share local feedback and recommend improvements. A 3-day training program on spring shed management from 15 to 17 July 2025, organized by Water Resources Department, Nagaland, in collaboration with Central Groundwater Board, North Eastern Region, Guwahati Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, got underway at the Conference Hall, Chief Engineer's Office, Water Resources Department today. During the inaugural program, Additional Chief Engineer, Water Resources Department, Engineer Sobu Angami, in his keynote address said, the northern and the northeastern part of India, so-called the Himalayan states' dependency on water, basically lies on spring water and glaciers for all domestic, livestock and agriculture purposes. He stated that in our state too, the main water sector is from spring sources and the surface water such as the streams and rivers from these springs are used directly or indirectly for irrigation. But he stated that over the years, the sources of spring water are depleting year by year due to exploitation, increase in population, land use, climate change, unplanned development activities, and several other factors. The resource persons for the 3-day training, Shasin Lokand, Aninyo Piana and Mopi Mili, will be imparting information on topics and activities on the importance of spring studies and spring shed management, conducting discussion or interaction and field visits. Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardip Singh Puri has said that education must remain at the heart of India's development journey. Addressing a seminar on school education in the country in New Delhi, Puri stressed that education is fundamental to the nation's growth. He underlined that India's journey from a $4 trillion economy today to a $35 trillion economy by 2047 rests on nurturing a generation of responsible and productive citizens through universal, high-quality and inclusive education. The minister said significant gains in literacy, enrollment and school infrastructure achieved since constitutional guarantee of right to education. India Meteorological Department IMD has issued a red alert for rainfall over parts of Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh today. According to the IMD, extremely heavy rainfall is very likely at isolated places over Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh for the next 2 days. IMD also predicted heavy rainfall over Gangetic, West Bengal and Jharkhand today. It added that heavy to very heavy rainfall is very likely at isolated places over Bihar, Himachal Pradesh, Odisha, Uttarakhand, Assam and Meghalaya. Meanwhile, the weather agency also predicted hot and humid weather conditions in isolated pockets of Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Karaikal, Andhra Pradesh, Yanam and Rayalaseema until tomorrow.
For today, many district collectors have declared holiday for the schools due to the inclement weather. Chhattisgarh has also seen places under red alert for extremely heavy rainfall.
Donald Trump announced new weapons for Ukraine and threatened sanctions on buyers of Russian exports unless Russia agrees a peace deal, a major policy shift brought on by frustration with Moscow's ongoing attacks on its neighbor. But Trump's threat of sanctions came with a 50-day grace period, a move that was welcomed by investors in Russia, where the ruble recovered from earlier losses and stock markets rose. Sitting with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte in the Oval Office, Trump told reporters he was disappointed in Russian President Vladimir Putin and that billions of dollars of US weapons would go to Ukraine. The weapons would include Patriot air defense missiles Ukraine has urgently sought, he said. Trump said they have one country that has 17 Patriots getting ready to be shipped and are going to work a deal where 17 will go to the war site. Germany, Finland, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands and Canada all wanted to be a part of rearming Ukraine. Trump's threats to impose so-called secondary sanctions on Russia, if carried out, would be a major shift in Western sanctions policy. Lawmakers from both U.S. political parties are pushing for a bill that would authorize such measures, targeting other countries that buy Russian oil.
Supply weapons that will be paid for by NATO countries. Trump's promise that NATO would pay for the weapons satisfies his demand that the U.S. is not continuing to bankroll the war and puts the financial burden on U.S. allies in Europe as well.
Let us look at the weather reports of the district headquarters of Nagaland.
Kohima today recorded a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, while Dimapur had a maximum temperature of 35 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Wokha experienced a maximum temperature of 31 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. Mokokchung had a maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. Mon had a maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius. Towards the east, Twinsang had a maximum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. Zinabuto had a maximum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius. Phak had a maximum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. That's all for the weather report.
With this, we have come to the end of this evening's bulletin. Have a good night.